first senior we are honoring is Mirra Goldenberg.
The Mirra I knew before I talked with you about your life was the person who was the co-editor-chief in Pubs, the ukulele player in musical prayers, the co-president of the B'nai Zedek Youth Council, and a bar/bar mitzvah tutor. The first memory I have of talking to you was during publications, when I had a problem with taking pictures of someone who wouldn't allow any new or already taken pictures of them for Rampage. I asked you and Alana how I should take some photos, and you suggested I should take some photographs of that surrounded what they did as a teacher and their class. Remember that chart we did about our lives? Well, here's some things I didn't know about you. You had a birthday party at Build-A-Bear. You hated getting your raises, and that you got fish for Hanukkah that you forgot to take care of, and one gave birth and ate its own eggs, and they all eventually died. You had some pretty interesting events during your life. During B'nai Zedek, we were deciding the color for our shirt. And we were split into 3 camps: charcoal, light blue, and some shade of green. I was in the light blue personally, and you were on the some shade of green team, but we ended up choosing charcoal for the base for some mystical reason, and yet literally everyone else was confused since it is one of the most basic colors, and we already had that color shirt before. Everyone was loyal to their color to the end, except for the neon green. Everyone who chose it changed their color to some other shade of green.
Mirra, I've really enjoyed getting to know you the past couple years. I remember one of my first memories of you. At the beginning of my 8th grade year, you came over to hang out with Anna. I was there just watching you guys unsuccessfully trying to bake some cake. You brought me along when you went out to dinner, and on the way back to our house, you ran a red light. It was pretty funny how panicked you were, being one of the first times you'd done that. But I think we can both say we bonded a bit over that moment. Once basketball season started, I got to know you even better. I immediately admired your skills and how great a teammate you were. This year I realized that more. I got to play with you in games more, and I definitely had a blast with you at practices, goofing off. I remember at Shawnee Mission Christian game this season, we were sitting next to each other on the bench, and a ball came flying and you screeched so high-pitched, and it was hilarious. Also this year, I've enjoyed getting to know you through USY. From the start, I knew being on board with you would be a blast, and you truly are someone I look up to as the chapter president. It's fun every board meeting hearing your cool ideas and later seeing how they turn out. At Wintershop, you did a great job co-chairing the convention, and I can even say it was one of the best conventions I've been to. I've also had the pleasure of doing cross-country with you for many years. I was really jealous to see how happy you were once you finished your final race and got to be done for good. Along with basketball and cross-country, you've also been the true MVP of the soccer team every year playing goalie. I'm sad you didn't get to play this year, and you'll be missed on the team next year.
We're so glad we gotten to know you so much better this year, and we'll truly miss you a lot at school once you're gone. Wish you the best at Colorado University.
Yeah.
Thanks guys, I love it.
Our second senior we are honoring tonight is Gavi Glickman.
Gavi, since the moment you came to HBHA in 5th grade, you've done nothing but improve HBHA's environment. Your upbeat and determined attitude towards everything you do inspires me to be my best self. The first real class I had with you was Israeli movies, where your amazing Hebrew skills really impressed us. And it was pretty cool to have a class with the best senior, even if it was just a week-long winter room. This is Zach. It was fun and all, but wouldn't it have been better if we got to watch Despicable Me in Hebrew? This is me now. Gavi, if I could describe you in one word, I would definitely use the word wise. And Zach. Gavi, if I could describe you in one word, it would be tall. At a whopping 4'27", you reach things on high shelves for me. Oh, and it kinda helps with basketball too. You lead the basketball team on and off the court. With your amazing skills and your high bench energy, I'm so happy you are here at HBHA, because otherwise, who would take me to practice? I always enjoy our rides to practice, whether we are listening to the herd and discussing what happened this week in football, or we are blasting music at full volume while driving past people on the sidewalk. I'm really sad that this was your last year at HBHA, I'm going to miss you when you go off on your gap year and then to the University of Maryland. The void you'll make in the team when you leave will be hard to fill, but because of your leadership, we might be able to live up to you. This is me. Since we are doing distance learning now, these past couple of months we have been lacking your insightful comments during mentoring. And even though we have not been able to physically see you, you're still a role model to me. And Zach, even though we won't be able to see you for the rest of the year, we'll always remember your leadership and friendship. We're going to miss you when you're doing who knows what in that your gap year. But I hope you come back to watch us win some basketball games. I know this year hasn't been all that we imagined, and that sucks, but we made the most out of it, and couldn't have done it without you.
Our third senior is Sara Saidel.
Sarah, before we first really talk to you, there are a few things we noticed. First of all, you have great style that Eli and I both admire. When passing you in the halls, you always seem to be a sweet person and a good friend. On Stuco, you were never afraid to speak your mind and make decisions. On our B'nai Tzedek Youth Council, I looked up to the way you were co-president and an amazing leader.
On the soccer field, you are always a positive person and teammate, with plenty of encouragement for others. Annie and I were both looking forward to soccer season this year with you, but sadly it was canceled. As one of the seniors in my mentoring group, you do a great job of leading discussions and making mentoring more fun. Once we actually talked to you, we realized that you were a pretty cool person.
The first time we hung out with you was at the fall walk-in. It was pretty lame and there weren't a lot of people there, but you saved us from boredom. Eli and I were in our favorite spot, the snack table, and you came over and just started talking to us. Eli and I were nervous talking to you at first, but soon we felt comfortable and had a really good conversation.
Later that night, Annie and I were chilling on the couch and you came to sit with us again, striking up a conversation. You asked us about our class, and soon enough we were all spilling tea about our friends and having fun together. We had fun with you that night and every time after that.
The next time we hung out with you was at a mentoring program to get to know each other better. We were supposed to make timelines, and Eli and I's were quite uninteresting, but yours was super cool and detailed. We learned so many things about you, including some funny things. You told us some of your favorite stories about yourself, including a story of your anger issues in preschool, and we all had a good laugh together. This year we had so much fun getting to know you and becoming friends, and we will miss you during your gap year in Israel next year.
Our fourth senior is Eli Cohavi.
What a pleasant surprise. Man, it's been a long run. We met way back when I was in 6th grade and you were just a freshman. I thought you had the coolest hair ever. So, I of course got the same haircut. I was like, dang, we're twins now. That's crazy. Fast forward to my first BBYO convention during your junior year. You brought your guitar and I helped you learn a few chords. I'm pretty sure you were just starting out. I can't forget about last October when your prom came to be. Still one of my favorite days of the year. Now, you're pretty good at guitar and have taught me some things. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Eli, you're a very fun person to be around during total body workout. You're very good about leg day, and by that I mean you do it. This is probably why you can only bench 15 pounds. You're also good about motivating. Whether you're dapping me up or hyping me up, you make me feel like I can do whatever you say I can. This doesn't just happen in the weight room, but the basketball court as well. Whether you're high-fiving me as I'm taken out of the game or sleeping during a practice, you always make me laugh. I love you, Eli, you and your skater boy all.
Eli, not seeing you walk these halls will be hard, and I will personally miss you showing off your awesome dance moves during basketball practice. Hype car rides to games will never be the same, and there will always be a void in my heart knowing I won't get to see you doing your only cardio by standing up and giving high fives to players getting subbed out. I remember the first real interaction we had at WRC 2019. I had just eaten some Chinese takeout, and you and the other Nordo kids had high-fived me because of how fast I ate it. I'll never forget the day that I went to your house for the very first time. I'll miss riding around with you on the weekends, vibing in Abby's Jeep. The late nights at the parks will go down in infamy. You've helped me pass tests, and you always know the weirdest things. These range from teaching me about Siamese twins to telling me about hedgehogs. Sometimes these two topics overlapped. Gaining the privilege of writing your senior speech allowed me to learn about your love of stevia and your hatred of Splenda. We hope you have a great time at the University of Denver. We will miss you being at HBHA, BBYO, and just being the guy who we feel we can always go to for anything. P.S. We will miss your perm.
Our fifth senior is Ayelet Schuster.
Ayelet, I snapped you a picture of Judah, and you were like, "Aw, Judah." Then I was like, "That's a Schuster thing to do, at least for everyone but Judah." Then I snapped you a pic of my face, and you didn't respond, and I was a little sad. Other than that, Zachy and I didn't really know you very well until this year. Before this year, all we knew is what we saw on your Instagram and what Judah told us when we started writing your speech and asked him. He didn't say much. She's a loser, and she sits in her room all day. And that's when I realized we might have a few things in common. We even share the same favorite school-required reading book, To Kill a Mockingbird. We learned that you like sushi, love summer camps, and that you really like goats. We were in the high school play together this year, which was fun while it lasted. I will always remember the fun memories we made. We also started soccer together until it got canceled, and just like the play, it was fun while it lasted, but we don't need to focus on the past, and let's talk about the future. Like you going to college, Mazel Tov on getting into Bradley. I know that you will positively impact Bradley like you did at HBHA.
We both have an abundance of admiration for you because even with all the homework you've got, you have been able to stay active in school sports and youth groups. Seriously, wow. Being on the regional board of Nifty, playing basketball and soccer, and also being in publications. You have shown us that with a lot of time and dedication, it is possible to do it all. But we know if anyone can do it, it would be you. We had the pleasure of meeting up with you at Panera, where we discussed important political topics, the movie Cats, and just so many things. We made a new friend that day. Even though none of us remember her name, she was a bit weird. But who are we to judge? We learned that you love AJR and that you even got to see them in concert last summer. When we asked about your favorite part of HBHA, you said, the community. We can tell you one thing for sure. The HBHA community won't be the same without you. Again, Mazel Tov on getting into Bradley, but we will miss you at HBHA. Are you a pencil? Because I want to erase our past and rewrite our future. Will you, Ayelet Schuster, will you marry me?
I don't really know how to respond to this.
Ayelet, it is hard to believe that you're about to go to college. Feels like not too long ago you would wake me up at 6 or 7 a.m. on the weekends for one of two reasons. Either to make what you would call a museum of puzzles, where we would take every single puzzle we could find and put them all in the family room on display for the family. Or when you used to have me be your assistant chef for your at-home breakfast restaurants, where we would serve toaster waffles, cereal, orange juice, and anything we know how to make. While the food we served usually was the food that we had every day for breakfast, we thought it would be cool to turn it into a restaurant. For your breakfast restaurants, we tried to make it as close to real restaurants as we could. In order to do this, you would make menus with all of the items that we served. Although they were written in childlike writing, it made the restaurant theme look real. Another one of your ideas that you decided to force me to be a part of was your plays that you put on for the family.
These plays usually lasted for like 5 minutes and made almost no sense at all. Now you would think you would have me play a real character in these plays, but no. You'd have me play an animate object such as a rock or a tree. One of the things that you and Eliana love to do is annoy me. You guys are always coming up with new shenanigans to perform 24/7. Some of your favorite ways of doing this is singing really annoying songs and talking in extremely annoying ways, such as an over-exaggerated British accent and an indie voice. One of the most memorable moments of you and Eliana trying to annoy me is the story of the mushroom and the onion. When I was younger, you and Eliana thought what would be a good way of traumatizing me. You guys remembered that my least two favorite foods at the time were onions and mushrooms. So you decided to make them into characters and try to convince them that they were out to get me. After a while, I wasn't buying it, so Eliana came up with a way to convince me that they were real. You and Eliana said that if there were orange peels on the counter when I woke up, then the mushroom and the onion were in our house trying to pay me a visit. Later that night, I went to sleep and Eliana peeled an orange and put the peels on the counter. When I woke up, I saw them and I was convinced. A day or two later, I came to the realization that you guys probably just peeled an orange and put the peels on the counter. Looking back on it, while you guys may have traumatized me just a little, I have to admit it was quite funny. It's going to be very weird not having another sibling in the house next year to annoy. Even though I'd rather have you not leave, I know that you're going to have an amazing time at Bradley and they are going to be very lucky to have you. I'm very lucky to have you as my sister and I'm going to miss you when you leave next year.
Give me an actual hug.
Here you go.
Our sixth senior is Addie Brand.
Dear Big Boy Addison, you have made great strides at HBHA. For instance, this year you broke the HBHA's 5K record. You won second all-defensive team, and you won the third team all-conference. This school year has been really fun with you.
Basketball has been quite a blast with you. From going to tournaments the last 2 years, practicing every day with you, rides and games. You are quite the funny folk. For example, when Addison's mouth was cold when we were in Detroit, he decided to make a noise to warm up his mouth. The noise was along the lines of ay 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 ay. Although we love your funny noises, you are also a great basketball captain. For example, you gave an outstanding performance in the first game by scoring a whopping 0 points, 1 rebound, and maybe an assist. Maybe it's because you didn't have your pregame donuts and Dr. Pepper. Going along the lines of your great basketball stats, let's talk about your career soccer stats. In soccer, you scored 0 goals, but not just in one season, your whole career. You also played the most physical, dangerous, and painful sport in the world, chess, where you were the second best player in the state of Kansas for your age.
While we could go on and roast you even more, we'll be nice and won't do that. We were going to know you a little more by going to Chuck E. Cheese with you, but the unfortunate events of Corona started. In our short time in high school with you, we have learned many things about you. You're smart, funny, and overall a great guy. For example, in basketball, we always look forward to seeing you arrive just so we can talk to you about the most random things while we are warming up, or hearing your long basketball speeches at the end, where we leave, or when you come by at lunch to say hi to us, where we're all trying to talk to you. We all grew up with you at the school since we were in kindergarten, and it's truly gonna hurt to not see you next year in the hallways, or at lunch or on the court. Even though the year ended early, we made many fun memories with you during this year. KU is very lucky to be getting you next year, and while you are gone, we will miss you deeply, and we hope that you will have a great time at KU. By Max, Judah, and Avi.
Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Dear Baby Bear, I want you to know that although I don't always act like it, I really do care about you, and I do love you. Not too many people have gotten to know the soft side of you, so I thought I would share with everyone. You used to tell Mom that she's the prettiest mommy ever. Even though you were only 1 year older than Audrey and 2 years older than me, you always seemed older because you would insist on reading Audrey and me bedtime stories every night, and you would buckle us up in our car seats and zip our coats for us. It's going to be weird not having you here, to drive me around or drive me crazy by randomly playing the piano when I try to sleep.
You might not remember all the times, but you have helped me. But over the years, it's a ton. When you were driving me to matzo ball interviews and I was nervous, you were reassuring and telling me there is nothing to worry about and they're more fun than what people say they are. Once you wrote me a super sweet letter about how much you love me. I kept it. You wouldn't know because you never come in my room, but it's hanging on my wall. I know Mom kept every letter you wrote her that one time you went to sleepaway camp for a week. I love that you are man enough to own that you still have a stuffed animal. I know, just for the tag. To be completely honest, following in your footsteps has been hard at times. But you make it easier for me when you wear pink shoes, or I find my black pumps in your room, or when you wear socks that say, Mother Freaking Girl Power. I guess being your younger sister will continue to be unique, and I'm proud to say you are my big brother. So many times you've made us laugh. Wait. Laugh. What will we do for entertainment when you are on campus? I remember laughing hysterically on the way to school because you replied to something, well, that's just bonkers. It was so strange to hear you actually sound like a teenager for once. One of my favorite memories was when you and Avi had a vertical jump competition. You were sure you could do it and that he couldn't. The fact that you had Mom record it, your epic failure, gives us something to look back on and laugh. I will miss the memories we've made like late nights talking at the lake and many more. I've also learned a lot from you, sometimes from advice. You once walked up to me in the hall and put the hood of my sweatshirt down and gave me some words of wisdom. You look foolish. Hopefully I've learned a few tricks from your mistakes, so thank you for that. Thank you for inspiring me to join BBYO. Thank you for the memories, and thank you for being a great big brother. KU is one lucky college to get the genius and athlete that is Addie Brand. You have played basically every sport HPHA has to offer, which is good because as great as you were here, I don't think you will make the college teams. Maybe KU has a chess team, and with your natural childhood ability and a little practice, you can get your need for competition out there. So thank you for being you. You have cared for me, advised me, loved me, made me laugh, and I will miss you. I love you more.
Thank you.
Last but not least, our 7th and final senior is Ethan Herman.
Ethan, during this year we got to know you better. Our times that you have shown us, you are a great leader. Throughout every BYO event I've ever been to, I've always seen you there. You always are setting a positive example for the lower classmen like myself. My 8th grade year during WRC, there were times when I was not sure what to do, but I knew that if I looked to you, it must be right. I always knew that you were involved, but I achieved a greater understanding of this when we were making timelines for mentoring. Somehow we got on the topic of BYO conventions. You mentioned IC, or International Convention. You explained to me how fun of a time I would have at IC. So the BYO got celebrities that could go to conventions because they are rich. I had never considered going to IC, but after that mentoring session, I was definitely considering it. This is just one of the On the first day of winter runs, I was informed that I was cooking in the kitchen. When I got to the entrance of the kitchen, the door was locked. When you walked by, I asked you where the class was because the kitchen was locked. And you responded, I don't know, and it all worked. I just had the idea. Your brutal honesty has always been an amazing characteristic of yourself.
When we first got together this year, we had to make a timeline of our lives. Ethan continued his timeline into the future with a very specific plan. He told us that he plans to get married at 26, have a net worth of $3 billion by 27, have his first kid at 28, twins at 31, a fourth kid at 31, and an accidental fifth kid at 36. Before presenting his timeline to us, he let us know that we did not have to take notes on his timeline. This showed humility by you not wanting people to be taking notes on your life. After this activity, we were asked to say one thing we learned about our senior. Nathan Salsom said that he learned that Ethan Herman had 2 dogs. Ethan Herman then proceeded to proclaim with a straight face, yeah, and one of them died. This once again shows that you have humor and are brutally honest. Through this activity, we learned that Ethan is kind and funny. We also learned that Ethan has a very specific vision for his future. I am also in publications with Ethan. He always has good ideas when we do brainstorms and is always willing to help out a classmate.
Although our time with you was cut short, we learned a lot about you. We learned that you have a good sense of humor and that you're smart and kind. We also learned that you're a good leader and a hard worker. No matter where life takes you, we know you make a big impact on the school, and you made a big impact on the school, and you will always look back fondly on our memories with you. We wish you all the luck with your journey at Tulane and on pre-law.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, that is a wrap. It was fun giving this to all 7 of our seniors. It took 3 days, a lot of driving around. We really wanted to thank all the families, the 9th graders, the 12th graders, and of course, this guy, Mr. Richard, for doing all the behind-the-scenes filming. We'll see you next year, HBHA.